Now available in paperback and e-readers from SJS Direct. ISIS, House of Isis. The goddess next door takes on a hustling Hotep high priestess in Harlem in this Afrocentric ISIS series adventure. Pick up ISIS, House of Isis at online booksellers today. One of my viewers asked me to make a video talking about what he would need to do in order to be successful in college. And this is a video I can make because back in 1994, I graduated at the top of my class with a 3.95 GPA as I got my degree in business administration. And in addition to getting that 3.95 GPA in my degree in business administration, I also received an honorary award from my college for having the highest GPA in the school for my major. And I can talk about what a student would need to be successful in college because I was quite successful in college myself. And one of the things that I did that led to me being successful in college was deciding what I wanted to do from day one. And this is something that a lot of kids don't do because oftentimes when people sell you college, the first thing they tell you to do is that you can go to college to find yourself. And all you're going to do is find yourself in a lot of trouble, and you're going to find yourself lost if you believe this rhetoric. Because when it comes down to those who go to college to find themselves, they find themselves getting caught up in drinking, or they find themselves caught up chasing women, and they wind up losing focus on what they want to do. And when you go to a college, you have to decide what you want to do early on, because the time you have is precious, and every second you waste in college going out here chasing women or going to parties or goofing off is time that is being taken out of your life that you're not going to get back. When you go to college, you have to again decide what you want to do and set a course for how you're going to get there. And the first thing you have to do is decide what major you're going to take. And the first thing when you decide to take this major, you have to decide how this major is going to relate to the career you want to pursue. Because a lot of people these days, they go to college thinking they can take easy majors like women's studies or anthropology or history, and what happens is they wind up wasting $100,000 in student loans, and they wind up in debt. And the reason why they wind up in debt is because they don't take the opportunity to go to college seriously, and they don't set a course for what type of major they want to pursue. And when you're going to college, you have to decide to take something that will allow you to develop and build skills. That's why I say if you're going to go to college, you're going to college for the following majors. You're going to go there for business, you're going to go there for medicine, you're going to go there for law, you're going to go there for engineering. And the reason why you're going to go for those type of majors is because those majors allow you to develop a skill set. And that's one of the reasons why you go to college, because you want to learn about the things that will allow you to build a certain skill set. You don't go to college to major in stuff like women's studies or history or anthropology, because you can go on Google and type in a random word like feminism or feminist history, and you can get all the information about that subject without ever entering a single professor's class, because all that information is readily available on the internet. And because it's readily available on the internet, you don't need to spend money taking those kind of courses. Now, you might have to be required to take elective courses in certain things, or you might have to take certain courses, like at Columbia University, people have this curriculum, core curriculum, or a lot like literature and humanities. You might have to take those as required classes, but you don't want to spend your money or your time on classes that are going to be a poor return on investment. This is something anyone who goes to college needs to understand. A college education is an investment, and you want to make sure you maximize every dollar you spend at college And the way you maximize every dollar you spend at college is spending your money on courses that are going to help you develop skills to build up your career. You're not going to spend a lot of money on useless electives that don't really help you, or take courses that are readily available on the internet. You really want to focus your skill or money on courses that will provide you a return on the investment. And when you come into college, again, you have to think about the money you're spending on tuition, fees, and books as money you're going to spend on an investment. This college degree is an investment in you, and it's an investment in your career. So you don't want to waste money taking bad majors or taking bad courses. And when you're on a college campus, there are many options for courses, but you have to stay focused on the courses that will allow you to build your career. And when I was at college, I always focused on picking courses that allowed me to lay a platform for my career. And when I was taking my business major, I took the principles of management, and I took human resource management, so I could have a basis for foundation for the basics of management and then how to manage people. And then I took a course called organizational behavior. Now, I wanted to take a marketing course, but the marketing course wasn't available. But I took the organizational behavior course, and it was one of the best blessings of my career, because the organizational behavior course I took, I apply to my life to this day. And that course taught me about job satisfaction, it taught me about absenteeism, it taught me about turnover, it taught me about how organizations work and how organizations of people work. And I still apply courses to my career to this day. And the reason why I can do that is because the work in that book I still use to this day. And I also use things in the human resources book that I had 20 years ago to this day, and the principles of management to this day. So having a solid group of courses, that really lays a foundation that you can apply to your career later on. Because if you take the right courses, they will stay with you for the rest of your life. Excuse me. Now, one of the things you have to understand when you're starting college, in addition to picking your major early on, is you have to stay focused. And one of the things I did was I stayed incredibly focused on what I wanted to do. And what I wanted to do was I wanted to get my degree. And that was my goal. I set that goal for myself from day one. I said, I want to get this degree. I want to finish this degree. And I'm not going to let anything get in my way. I literally had almost tunnel vision as I was focusing on getting that degree. I literally brushed off people and ignored people who were coming at me, detracting me, even those in my family. And I still persevered because I understood what was important. And because I understood what was important, I understood that there were sacrifices I needed to make in order to get that degree. And when it comes down to a lot of guys, they have a hard time making sacrifices. There may be things you want to do, like go out with your friends, or go out to a movie, or go out to places, and you may have to not be able to do that. I remember one day on my birthday, I wanted to go out and do something, but that was the only day I had to go out and get my books, and I had to put my birthday aside to go over to the college, to go to the bookstore to get my books. And that was a sacrifice I was willing to make in order to get my degree, because I said to myself, if I want to graduate and get this degree, then I have to make getting these books a priority. And that may mean me not celebrating my birthday in the way I want to celebrate it, but it means that I have to go and do what I need to do and get these books in order to finish that degree for this semester. And it may also mean other sacrifices, like you may not be able to go out certain nights, and it may mean you may not be able to go and watch some TV like you want to, because those were things I had to let go if I wanted to get that degree. If I wanted to study for that exam, sometimes it meant that I had to go to bed early and turn the TV off, or it meant that I couldn't go certain places after school, or it meant that I couldn't go and do certain things. That's all part of the sacrifices you're going to have to make if you want to get this degree. Because in order to be successful in college, you're going to have to make your classes your main focus and make passing your classes a priority, because nothing should get in the way between you and your work in getting this degree. It may mean that you may want to go out and go get some lunch, but you might have to let that go in order to get to the library first to get the books that you need to do the research you need to do. And another thing you have to understand about college, in addition to making sacrifices and deciding what you want to do, is you're going to have to understand that you have to be prepared to do a lot of work. I mean, there's going to be a lot of reading, there's going to be a lot of research, and when you go to a place like the library, you have to understand there's going to be a lot of competition. And this is something I experienced when I first went to the college I went to, is I understood that I was there to compete. And when you go to college, you are there to compete. You're going to be competing against other students, and in a competition, you are there because you want to be the number one guy. And part of being the number one guy is understanding that you're going to go to this college looking to do your very best. And when I would go to college, I was like, I wanted to compete, and I knew I needed to compete. And that meant I would have to be at the library early in order to get the books I needed to do research on. And that meant that I needed to go and put my work first in order to make sure that it was the highest quality. And the reason why I was able to start getting all A's at college was because I always made my work a priority. I always focused on making my work the best it could possibly be. And I always focused on making sure that my work was of the highest quality, whether it be a elective course or a course related to my major. I always focused on making sure that my work was the best it could be. Whether it was an exam I was studying for, I always focused on making sure it was the best, or whether it was writing a term paper, I always made sure that it was well written, well researched, and had solid facts behind it. And the reason why I wanted to do that was because I wanted to make sure that my work was a reflection of me, and make sure that people saw that I was a dedicated worker. And in addition to me getting that award from my college, I also got a scholarship later on in the semester, because I always kept those high grades up, and I always made sure that my work was of the highest standard. And that was another award that I got in addition to the award I got at the college, in addition to my degree. I always did that because I was always so dedicated to the work that I was doing, and so committed to the work that I was doing. People saw how focused I was, that they awarded me a scholarship in the second year that I was there, towards the later semester. That's when I got the scholarship from my college. And you can get rewards like that too if you work hard. And one of the things you're going to do again in college is work hard. And what happens to a lot of guys out here is they don't understand what they need to do when they go to college. They don't understand that you need to be dedicated, you need to be focused, and you need to make your work a priority. A lot of guys, they come into college thinking that it's a place to go pick up girls and chase women, and they go here thinking that's a place to party. But college is not a place to party. College is a business, and college is a business where you're going to get a return on an investment, because you have to look at it the way I looked at it many years ago, and saying that the money that is being spent is money you are investing in the college to educate you, and you're going to get what you put in. What you put in is what you're going to get out. And if you go to college looking to put in your best work, you're going to get your best work out. And if you go to college looking to get your degree, you're going to get your degree. And that's what you need to do when you go to a college. You go to college because you're looking to show how hard work you're going to do in order to get work later on. A lot of people, they go into college with the wrong notions, and because they go to college with the wrong notions, they wind up not being able to either finish their degree, or they finish their degree late, or they finish with a very low GPA because they don't go to college with the right set of goals or a solid set of priorities. Now, you can still have fun and still pursue hobbies. I collected comics when I was in college, and I collected action figures, and I still did other things, but anything that wound up getting in the way of me getting my degree, I made a sacrifice to not do that. I had to let that go in order to get what I wanted to do. And that's something that may be very painful for a lot of guys to do early on, but eventually you learn that sometimes you're just going to have to let things go in order to get where you want to go. And when you're in college, you want to look at where you finish, not where you start, because where you finish is the most important thing, because after you finish college, then you can start setting a course for where you want to go with your career. And one of the things you also need to do when you're at college is you have to network with professors and network with internship contacts, because that can lay the foundation for you getting a job once you get out of school. The more contacts you have and the more network connections you have, the higher probability of you getting an opportunity at full-time employment. And that's something you need to start building on again from day one, in addition to focusing on your studies, because you're going to usually have 4 classes every semester, and that's about 12 credits, and that's what you want to really focus on that. And then maybe you want to do an internship or a part-time job in addition to that, so you can get some work experience. And while you're doing that, you want to start networking with different people towards laying the foundation for your career in the future. You can succeed in college, but you have to make sure that you put yourself first, focus on what you want to do, set goals for what you want to do, stay focused on those goals, make sacrifices to get those goals and achieve and accomplish those goals. And after you make those sacrifices, realize what you're working for and why it's important. And then when you're working for what you want to work for, then try to get others to see why it's important. And if they see it's important to you, they will care about it. And those people, especially those in the job market, may see you as valuable enough to help you out along the way, and then also help you find employment in the future. Again, you can succeed in college, but the only person who can help you succeed is you, because you have to make putting yourself first and going to the next level the most important priority for you. If you'd like to try some of my SJS Direct publications, you may do so by clicking the link to Amazon.com. And if you want to see me make more videos like this, you can donate to my Patreon by clicking the link in the description box. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.